you have been warned. But that's so the rest of our offline gang can see it next week. Right, there are now, I mean, I've built all year to this. We have got 12 days to go till Christmas. I mean, you know, this is the business end. This is the business end. Tonight, there's a few things. One, we're kind of doing our bit to offset all the Brexit problems that are being reported in the news, because we have got representatives from the ICC in Denmark, across in Copenhagen. Hi, Tim. Hello, Marianne.
Hi.
I didn't see you there. We've got a number of people across the screens, and it's absolutely gorgeous to have you guys with us tonight. So that is lovely. Welcome along. We are tonight, for the first time, attempting breakout rooms. Now, last week, everything that could have gone wrong with Zoom went wrong in Easy Church last week. So I'm hoping that's the gremlins out of the way. But we're attempting breakout rooms in the middle of the service today. So you may end up somewhere in the North Sea. We don't know. We just don't know what's going to happen. But wish us well as that we get stuck into that a little bit later. Hopefully it'll all work seamlessly. Did I really just say that out loud? Wow. Right, we're going to start with a song. Now, I haven't seen Margaret Hunter yet, but this was one of her faves. We're doing Let Love Be Real just to get us going. So I hope you've got your song words. And we're going to sing to start, and then we'll explain where we're going for the rest of the evening. So, here goes. Let love be real in giving and receiving, without the need to manage and to own. A haven free from posing and pretending, where every weakness may be safely known. Give me your hand along the desert pathway. Give me your love wherever we may go. As God loves us, so let us love each other, with no demands, just open hands and space to grow. Let love be real, not grasping or confining, that strange embrace that holds yet sets us free, that helps us face the risk of truly living, goodness faith to be what we might be. Give me your strength when all my words are weakness. Give me your love in spite of all you know. As God loves us, so let us love each other, with no demands, just open hands and space to grow. Let love be real, with no manipulation, no secret wish, get the press, harness or control. Let us accept each other's incompleteness and share the joy of learning to be whole. Give me no hope through dreams and disappointments. Give me your trust when all my failings show. As God loves us, so let us love each other with no demands, just open hands and space to grow. Yes, please. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. Thank you, everyone. A song we've used a few times before. A wonderful one at that. So, what we're going to try and do now is find the Advent candles. Where are they? Oh, are they? There's so many of us. It's amazing. It's wonderful. Oh, there they are. Right. Okay. So we're going to do our Advent candles, and I'm going to try and light the candles. And that was one of the things that went wrong last week. The thing broke in my hand, and Lorna's going to read the prayers for us.
Today is the third Sunday of Advent, and we will light the candle of love. In their old age, God gave to Zechariah and Elizabeth a son called John. John spoke to the people bravely in the desert, denying his own comforts, and was prepared to die for what he believed. John taught that we should share what we have with others, treat each other kindly, and show God's love. Love is like a candle shining in a dark place. As we look at the light of this candle, we celebrate the love we have in Christ. I'm reading from Mark 1, verses 9 to 11. At that time, Jesus came from Nazareth in Galilee and was baptized by John in the Jordan. Just as Jesus was coming up out of the water, he saw heaven being torn open and the Spirit descending on him like a dove. And a voice came from heaven. You are my Son, whom I love. With you I am well pleased. And let us pray together. Lord God, your witness, John the Baptist, grew up strong in spirit and prepared people for the coming of the Lord. He loved your people and baptized them in the river Jordan to symbolically wash away their wrongdoings. Help us to have that same love, that we may be witnesses to him and spread the good news of your love. We ask it in the name of the one who was born in Bethlehem. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Lorna. So, we've heard three things there. We heard Lorna say, love is like a candle shining in a dark place. And we heard her say, and a voice came from heaven, you are my Son, who I love, and with you I am well pleased. And we've just sung, as God loves us, so let us love each other with no demands, just open hands and space to grow. Now, if you were one of the people who were at that Easy Church service last week where it all went wrong, you will probably very quickly recognise the format of today's service, because the format is virtually a carbon copy of how we did Easy Church last week. But fear not, most of you, because you don't need to have been to Easy Church last week at all. There's nothing that would help you there. But last week we looked at the word peace. And kind of took it apart a little bit. We were looking, staring at the candle of peace, and this week we've lit the candle of love. And so today we're going to concentrate on the word love and do some work and understand where we feel we are as far as love is concerned, and see where that takes us. What I mentioned personally last week at Easy Church was my discomfort this year with the emphasis on waiting during Advent, and there's often an emphasis on waiting during Advent, waiting and preparation. But I struggle with it a little bit, this concept of waiting right now, because I fear that our waiting is all about what's going on in the world, and if we can sit tight and do nothing for a while, then eventually normal's going to come round the corner. And I just have a real difficulty with all of that. So I wonder where that's taken us this Advent. Does this Advent need to be, or can it be any different? And the reading that I had in my mind last week was from one of Peter's letters, where he said, "Therefore, beloved, while you are waiting for these things, while you are waiting, strive to be found by him at peace, without spot or blemish." And I love that, because it recognizes that we are waiting, but it says, while you are waiting, then we need to get on and do something. And so what exactly is that something? And last week we explored peace and what that might mean, and the concept that peace was a verb and meant that we needed to do something. And so that's where we're going this week with the word love. The exploring the concept that love is a verb, a doing word, and we'll see where that takes us. We're going to sing again before we get into the discussions. This is a song, would you believe, that cropped up in our Clueless quiz last week, and it's the Bellamy Brothers singing "Let Your Love Flow." Not often, you won't have often heard it in church, I'm sure. It is about love in a relationship, and that's tremendous. But it says in the second verse, "Let that wonder take you into space and lay you under its loving embrace. Feel the thunder as it warms your face. You can't hold back." So let's sing together again now. There's a reason for the sunshine sky, and there's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when that love light shines all around us. So let that feeling grab you deep inside and send you reeling where your love can't hide. Then go stealing through the moonlit nights with your lover. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love flow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean, it's the season. Just let your love fly like a bird on a wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you'll know what I mean, that's the reason. There's a reason for the warm sweet nights, and there's a reason for the candle lights. Must be the season when those love lights shine all around us. So let that wonder take you deep into space and lay you under its love and embrace. Just feel the thunder as it warms your face. You can't hold back. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. When you know what I mean, it's the season. Just let your love fly like a bird on the wing. Let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you'll know what I mean, that's the reason. Rob.
Excellent singing. Very good singing. I'm now going to ruin it completely. Queen. Can anybody find me somebody to love? Foreigner. I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. Beatles. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Can't buy me love, Beatle. Wet, wet, wet. Love is all around you, and so the feeling grows. Elvis thrown as well. But I can't help falling in love with you. Bit of Michael Bolton, way out of my league. When a man loves a woman. Dusty Springfield. You don't have to say you love me. Supremes to finish with. You can't hurry love, you just have to wait. Apologies, you can clap if you want to, but you probably won't want to. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Encore. No. So you can gather, certainly within the land of popular music, the word love is thrown around in so many different ways. We need to know what love is, then find it, even though it's all around us. It's crazy. You can't hurry it or buy it. And at times you don't even have to say you love it, but we can't help finding it and falling in love with it. It's a tricky one. And the Bible perhaps doesn't help us much better. Within the Bible, we have at least 4 different ways of expressing what love is all about. 4 unique ways in which Scripture helps us to unpack this amazing word, love. And they're 4 Greek words. Some of you will know this kind of stuff already. Storge, meaning a family love, a family bond. Philia, the kind of friendship bond that you have with your best mate, with your pal. Eros, don't want to go down there at this moment in time. I assume you know what that's all about. And agape, perhaps the greatest of love, that love bond that God has with us. So going back to storge, it's a term within the Bible that's not too familiar, perhaps. It's a way that describes family love, the affectionate bond that develops naturally between parents and children, brothers and sisters. You think of Scripture, there's many great examples of this. The love of Jacob with his sons, the strong love of the sisters Mary and Martha with their brother Lazarus. It's all there. And then thinking of philia, the type of love that Christians would say that they would have with each other, being beloved, being dear, being a friend, being somebody who is prized, a trusted confidant, a close bond, a great affection, that kind of core of what Christian faith is all about. And it encompasses that caring nature that we have, that respect, that compassion, particularly for people in great need. Eros, yes, the Greek word for romantic love, the term with linked to that great god Eros, but then we've got the Roman counterpart Cupid with the bow and arrow. It's about often marriage, but I think today we'd say it's about that connection that you have with somebody that you want to be with. And then the last one, agape. It's the highest, perhaps, of all the 4 different types of love we find in Scripture. It's that divine love. It's that connection to God. It's the love that is perfect, unconditional, sacrificial, and pure. It's that love that we hear of following Jesus's resurrection, when Peter is asked by Jesus, "Do you love me?" And he gets asked 3 times. And the word that Jesus uses is agape. Do you love me? Using the word agape, that godly love. And Peter responds with the word filio, which is that kind of friend one, rather than that deep, meaningful one. Agape is that love that we see after Pentecost, where there is that connection between God and humankind. So love is a really emotive word, a most powerful word that we can express as Christians, as well as people of the world. But trying to describe it, trying to unpack it, is a really hard thing to do. So that's why we're going to get you to do it for each other. And this is where we're going to break into our rooms. and Kev's been briskly working out who's going with who, or it might just be a case of drawing straws to see who gets with each other. The simple question is, can you describe love in 6 words or less? Can you describe love in 6 words or less? And we're going to give you, how long, Kev?
Well, I think sort of 10 minutes or so.
10 minutes or so. You'll see a countdown that comes up on the screen.
Yeah, so
with breakout rooms, do folks need to click on the little blue button to go into the breakout rooms?
Listen, heaven only knows what's about to happen, but I'm about to press a button which I hope will split us all up into 5 groups. Good luck, everyone. I feel a little bit like someone on the deck of the Starship Enterprise. I'm about to. Anyhow, listen.
Can you get 2?
Yeah.
Please wish me well. This has never been done before, and after tonight may never be done again.
Describe love in 6 words or less.
We'll give it maybe 10 to 12.
Can we get
minutes or so.
notes?
But we will. I'll give you a kind of 5-minute warning before we close the rooms, assuming I haven't just run away in embarrassment by then. So here goes everybody. Into your rooms. Good luck. So you got the question. Can you describe what love means to you in 6 words or less? Now,
No.
you can give us a phrase. You can give us a single phrase of 6 words or less, or you can just give us 6 words. It depends how you want to play with it. It's all down to the individuals in your group. Good luck, everyone. We are going in. And then you and I have to join one. We're about to join room 2.
We do this for my Danish class, and the number of times I get thrown out of my internet just decides to fall asleep. We'll see what happens. But so far, so good.
I can't believe it. Actually, it must have worked because Gillian's gone dark.
must not like breakout rooms.
Oh, I've got one unassigned. Yeah. Wow.
There is the classic love is patient, love is kind, and then I'm going to mumble because I don't remember the rest of it. Right, but some of you will remember the rest. Thank you. That was
weddings. Yeah, weddings.
That's one approach. That's one approach to this.
Not bad, Gary, though. That's good. It's just more than 6 words.
Patient is already very many words.
Quoting the Bible, Gary, that's kind of a name dropping at church.
How about misquoting?
In the best sense of the word.
Okay.
Love is bigger than all of us.
Love is bigger than all of us. I like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
The word that keeps coming to mind for me is honesty. I know it's just one. I couldn't find it, but love is it's honest and it's real. And often that can mean having difficult conversations, but for me, that's what love has to be.
If we changed it to authentic, would that be better?
Yes.
Oh, sure.
Honesty, in my experience, can be kind of a double-edged sword. Just to be honest with you, then you're in real trouble.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah. No, authentic, definitely.
Tim, because it looks like you're writing something down, have you got a pen and paper there?
I think Gary's writing. I don't.
Oh, Gary, are you scribing? Great.
Yeah.
Good man. Good man.
Thanks, Gary.
Yeah, thank you. So if we've made a note of all that, that's good. So certainly when it comes to things like authenticity and true and real, that's where I find the basis of it for me. I think that's very, very powerful. I'm not sure it's possible without that kind of truth and honesty and authenticity. So they're the words I like.
You know what? I actually disagree. For me, to love someone, you can love someone without liking them. That's my experience.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
And no, I'm not tremendously authentic or honest, but I hope I'm kind. I hope. I don't know. Kindness.
Yeah, for me, that kind of circles back to Doreen's idea of it being bigger than all of us. Sometimes we can't choose how it works, or we can't choose
No, not at all.
how it's supposed to look. But yeah, no, I like that.
Here's the whole, it's Corinthians. I said Ecclesiastes. What was I thinking of?
It is Corinthians, of course.
Love is patient, love is kind, love is not envious or boastful or arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices in the truth. Rejoices in the truth. That's not bad.
I never recalled how much it described what love was not.
Yeah, that's true. What's all this?
That had slipped my mind.
Oh, here we go. At the end, it bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things, and it never ends.
That's why I
So
said.
it's all the what it is. Yeah.
Absolutely right, Doreen. Yeah.
Well, summarize that in 6 words.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That ends with the
You wanna say
greatest of
something?
these is love, doesn't it?
You what, Gillian? Sorry.
Right.
The end
Right.
of that reading is the greatest of these is love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, faith, hope, and love abide.
Yeah.
But these 3, but the greatest of these is love.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. It's also a little tricky. I know families who genuinely love each other, but they're not healthy families. Do you know that? Anybody else experience that?
But
I don't know,
I
it's tricky.
suppose that's where I'm coming from, and I would question whether that is real love from that sense. I think there's 2 ways of approaching. Well, there's probably many more than 2, but one is that sense of what the feeling of love means to you. But I suppose what we've suggested already is about how you do love, and you can love people in some very active and specific ways without necessarily them being the same as this feeling you get when you feel love. That they're 2 different playgrounds, aren't they?
You know, it seems that when when we were hearing kind of the description of love in these 4 different descriptions in the Greek, that I wonder if the task is also calling us to be specific in our own idea of what love we're trying to describe. You know, so I mean, we're in church.
Which love?
Yeah, it's challenging us to think of like how is it that God's presenting us with a picture, an idea of love, and is that what we're describing? Because I don't know.
Yes,
Love's a really
I had the
big
same thought that we needed to narrow it down somehow. But that's it's maybe hard to narrow down love because it has all these different meanings.
Yeah.
But it would help to narrow it down.
But
I have a thought, and it's under 6 words. Acceptance regardless of the other. Does that make sense? Of the other's behavior. Does that sound maybe?
Yeah, but it
It
just
sounds like spinelessness, maybe.
that just limits it to something that's interpersonal. I mean, I think that you know what we're being challenged to is to think kind of love is this. It is interpersonal, but it's also has these other aspects to it as well. Loving yourself.
True. Well,
I really like the idea of love being kind of the bigness of it, bigger than ourselves, and in that Corinthians text, the idea of not insisting on your own way. That this love kind of, you know, the popular presentations of love and only kind of, and even our kind of maybe our own imagination, that we figure pretty large in that. But God challenging us to kind of maybe as we think about love, we recede, and we are recognizing that that we recede in the face of the love God presents to us in Himself, but then also in our relationships with others, so that I can only not insist on my own way if I'm willing to recede a bit in my own eyes. and
Mm,
see this other person or this other connection or to be as important and as a value and as authentic and significant. And I think God enables us to do that in a way that maybe we can't do it left on our own.
mm,
Oh, you're gonna.
Because isn't that what Jesus does? He's, to go to the cross means to
Yeah.
say, well, I'll deny kind of my basic human impulse to stay alive no matter what, for the sake of all these people who don't know me and maybe don't love me yet, and that I'll love them that deeply. That seems pretty remarkable.
You're not saying diminish ourselves. You're saying step back or put others first
I
or
think I said recede, but
recede.
because I tell you, I never recede my own imagination, but maybe God's kind of challenging me to do that a bit.
When I think of love, I think the first thing I think of is family and my love for my family, and that it's not just a feeling. It's an action. You can't if you just feel it, you've got to find ways of expressing it. For me. And it's a strange one for me when I listen to all this because I genuinely did grow up feeling quite unloved. Really, it was not until my kind of adult relationships when I actually could say that I could genuinely feel that I was loved, and it's very important to me to express that love that I have for people in whatever manner, and whether that's love for friends or my family. Yeah.
Lorna, maybe you're really giving us a way in to, maybe we should come up with 6 really strong action words,
Yeah.
really strong verbs.
I wanted to come with one more word that isn't an action word, and that is, but I think your suggestion is a good one. It's just, I was thinking of love is a bond. It's something that binds us together in all of these 4 forms of love.
Yeah.
I was also thinking connection, so that's it's this kind of authentic.
It's the thing between all of us. It's also bigger than all of us, because if we're alone in the world, then I don't think the concept of love exists either. It only exists in connection with other people, other. So I would say love is in between. It's the bond between us.
I think that's a good point, because even when we talk about loving ourselves, the impulse that comes from how we're loved by other people or how we're loved by God, that impulse to sort of show ourselves some love, it does that doesn't come just from ourselves either. So that's the idea of a bond.
That complicates it, Emma.
Rats. She's been doing it for years, Gary.
We're encouraged to see ourselves as other people see us. But I think the idea of a bond is incredibly strong, and kind of.
I've sent out a 5-minute warning to the group, so we've got about 3 or 4 of those left. I wonder, there's potentially 2 things for me, having listened to all of this. Doreen's phrase can be 6 words if we phrase it correctly. Love is bigger than all of us. I think that's 7, but we can lose one of those quite easily. But I think we have said more than that as well. So I'm wondering if Lorna and Tim have given us the clue about coming up with 6 strong action words for what love actually means to us. And that might not be a bad place to go, I would suggest.
Could I offer one? Would sacrifice, is that
as a verb? Yes.
Yes, I think that's good.
Serve.
Verb.
Mm.
Gary, I liked your word bind. I think bind's a.
Yeah. Bind, and
Yeah,
that's the
bind.
connection thing as well, and that's good.
But I think I don't know how to turn it into a word. Sorry, a verb.
Well, bind.
Isn't bind a verb?
Yeah, but that implies tying someone up or tying them down or lashing them somehow,
Or
harnessing.
connect.
We're thinking bind us together later.
Together,
So.
Yeah, yeah.
Bind, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder about commit as well as a verb, because that does talk of the fact that you're going to give yourself, doesn't it? And you want to.
Give yourself. I think that's really clear. Give yourself. I don't know exactly what it always means, but probably in all those different kinds of love, you're giving something.
Can you just say give? I mean,
Give.
Yeah.
But then you have the people who
They also
only
need to
make
receive.
sacrifice and only
Yeah.
give, and then you're not on the
Receiving.
receiving end, and it's
Yeah.
somehow a mutual giving.
Yeah.
But you can't guarantee that, right?
give and take.
Give and take. But unconditional love is without expectation somehow.
is there a verb
Yes.
that? Sorry.
Go
I
on,
have.
Joyce.
Sorry.
Sorry, I thought we'd missed you, Joyce.
No. Just agreeing.
Yeah.
How many words do we have, Gary?
Well, sacrifice, bind, commit, and give, and possibly take.
Rather than
Serve
take.
was in there, yeah.
Serve.
Accept
Instead of take.
accept is much
Yes,
That is, thank you. That is better.
yes.
it's a good substitute.
It is. So are we there? I'm about to send out a notice saying 1 minute.
I think we
Well,
have 5.
we're successfully fewer than 6 words. How about that?
I'd like to offer imagine as a word,
Ooh.
Wow.
not because it's a Beatles because I think that God shows us a love, not for that God sees us in a way, not necessarily who we are today, but who he knows that we will be.
Oh.
And there's this sense of kind of like that love elevates us beyond simply what we see, that there's this piece of possibility that love introduces into our lives and our
Beautiful.
context. So
Absolutely.
I don't know if imagine captures that, but some word that would capture that.
That's
We're-
cool.
we're T
15.
minus
Thank you, Tim.
15 seconds. Gary, would you mind announcing when the turn comes? Our 6 words.
That's fine.
Good man. Thank you,
Yes.
everyone.
You've got 5 seconds, Gary.
Yeah. Join in. Unmute. I can't believe it. We're all still alive. We're all still on one screen. Wonderful.
Like Star Trek.
Yeah, this is overwhelming. Yeah, wonderful. Right, so I'm going to. I hope you were given a number as you got to your groups. So I'm going to go 1 to 5 and ask someone, please, from each group just to give us the 6 words. No explanation, just give us the 6 words. Group 1, is there anybody out there from group 1? And would you care to unmute yourself and tell us 6 words? Is there anybody there?
Who was in group 1?
Oh, did you not find out a number?
Never noticed.
Oh, great. Right, I'm going to just find out somebody from
James, that's us. That's us, James.
Is it all?
It's you, Jim.
Is it yours? Oh, right. Okay. Somebody else take note. Right. Well, in 6 words then, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 phrases that cover
GT,
all.
6
But-
words.
But
We need
if you want
6
just
words.
6 words, we've got
No explanation.
forgiving, unselfish, overwhelming, compassionate, helpful, and protecting.
Oh, absolutely beautiful. Thank you very much.
So
Right, I happen to know that I was in group 2, and that is Gary, wherever Gary is.
Well, I'm here.
Thank you.
I only have one thing on my screen. No, our 6 words are sacrifice, bind, commit, give, accept, and imagine.
Thank you. Does anyone out there know whether they were in group 3 or not?
Oh,
Jane Bingham is
Yes,
waving.
yes, we know.
Jane Freeman, spokesperson.
Yes. This is not a cop-out. This is the genuine result of our discussions. 6 words is just not enough.
Oh,
6
very
words
good.
is just not.
Very good.
enough.
Very good.
6 words is just
Absolutely.
not enough.
6 words is
Well done,
just
everyone.
not enough.
Right, that's 3. Anybody out there happen to know if they were in group
6
4?
words should-
It's me.
Rob,
6
wonderful.
words should
What
have
you
been
got there?
plenty.
Okay, group 4, we went for as many hyphenated words as we could. Never ending, heartfelt, all embracing, unconditional, sacrificial, overwhelming.
Wow. That is indeed overwhelming. Anybody out there in group 5?
Oh,
Hannah is waving.
We had many impressive words. In the end, the final sentence was, from the toddler's point of view, love is sharing your pom bears.
Oh. Thank you. And who knows, maybe in that one phrase we have found the answer. Love is sharing your pom bears. That is absolutely beautiful. I love it. I don't know what you think, but I'm really that's amazing. That is 5 completely different angles on the topic, and that was beautiful. I hope that kind of worked for you. And we're just prodding and poking at this, and who knows? I mean, we're not going to work the answer out tonight, but if we get some way towards it, that'll be lovely. Just gorgeous. So with those, let me get my maths right. With those 30 words ringing in our ears, and I think there was only possibly 2 duplicates. There was definitely only one group mentioned pom bears anyway. And we're going to sing a song that we have used before. It's one of Tom Gallagher's favourite songs, which I always love, and it's called "Still a Lot of Love Around Here." And if you haven't heard it before, you will latch on to the chorus. So please feel free to sing along to the chorus. But I would just like us now to reflect on what our own thoughts were. I know it's tense in those breakout rooms. You might not have had a chance to say something, but we've listened and we've joined in. What is love for us all? So here is just a chance for us to sit back and reflect and share in song as we ponder all of that.
You're going to mute all of us.
Oh, thanks, Gary. Good man. All apart from myself, I hope. The light cracks the broken sky, and your kiss breaks my fall. It's never easy coming down, to walk back the way we came, to understand what framed the day. Someone tell me that there's nothing to be frightened of right now, 'cause there's still a lot of love round here. Still a lot of love, still a lot of love, still a lot of love. 'Cause there's still a lot of love round here. Still a lot of love, still a lot of love, still a lot of love. Seen you with your head down, You got your spirit on its knees, and you carry it so well. But you can't hang on forever, and at the end of that rope, my friend, there's a lot of good folk still pulling for you right now. 'Cause there's still a lot of love round here. Still a lot of love, still a lot of love, still a lot of love. There's still a lot of love round here. Still a lot of love, still a lot of love, still a lot of love. You gave me space to walk away, and you gave my heart a home. I'm lost without you now. Some things just get broken. Sometimes some things can't be fixed. And that's the way I've got to see it right now. 'Cause there's still a lot of love round here. Still a lot of love, still a lot of love, still a lot of love. 'Cause there's still a lot of love round here. Still a lot of love, still a lot of love, still a lot of love. Light cracks the broken sky, and your kiss breaks my fall. It's never easy coming down. To walk back the way we came, to understand what framed the day. Come on, my love, there's nothing to be frightened of right now. 'Cause there's still a lot of love round here. Still a lot of love, still a lot of love, still a lot of love. 'Cause there's still a lot of love round here. Still a lot of love, still a lot of love, still a lot of love.
Fabulous. Thanks very much, Kev. And thank you all for sharing in that time together. And whether you got lots of things to say, whether you've got lots of things that you'll like to think of, whether you're one of those people who, like me, likes a question like that about 3 weeks in advance so I can go away and read a book about it and then come back with some ideas. Hopefully you'll be constantly thinking about how might I define love? Because for those of you who were here at Easy Church, you'll know what's about to happen next. The next step, the go out and do something about it kind of step with which we finish. Invitation to, as Kev said right at the beginning, remember that love is a verb. Love is a doing word. Love is something that invites us into action. So we want you to go out and do something loving in the days and weeks to come. So Kev's put together, Methley Productions has put together another beautiful Advent calendar for you for the few days left in Advent, the 12 days that span from today through, or from tomorrow, sorry, through till Christmas Day itself. And we'll send this round to all of you who are on the big worship email list after this. So all you'd have to do is print it out or keep it on your screen and just write something in for each day, a day when you're going to do something that means love is spread into the world, remembering, as Kev's written in each single day, that love is a verb. Now, you might want to take this calendar and fill in every single one as soon as you get the email this afternoon. You might like to say, right, I've got 12 ideas about 12 loving things I could do, and I'm going to write them all down and commit to do them in each of the coming days. Or it might be that you know that there's one loving thing that you need to do every single day. and you need to remind yourself of that. So you're just going to write the same thing in for each of the 12 days. Or it might be that what you're going to do is commit to every morning when you wake up to saying, I'm going to write something loving down today, and commit to doing it at some point. So hopefully there's something there to encourage you as we go through these next 12 days, not just to have turned up for big worship tonight and you'll shut the Zoom screen down and then get on with whatever else you're going to do. We're thinking of ordering a curry. It's quite easy to soon forget about the things that we sat down and talked about, the love that we shared together. This is your opportunity to just lodge it in your brain and make it do something. Mean that whilst we wait, as Timothy writes, whilst waiting, we can do something loving. So you might have already 12 loving ideas that you might like to write down, and they might be very personal to you. But we'd also love to hear them. We'd love to hear your ideas. I'm going to share a handful with you, but I'm also going to invite you as I'm talking, and then as we play the last couple of songs and sing the last couple of songs together, to also write them down in the chat. If you've worked out how to use that on Zoom yet, then that's just, you just click on the chat button that will be across the bottom of your screen, and there'll be a little window pops up to the right hand side, and you can type into that. And if you've got an idea that you think others might like to take away and run with, or write into their advent calendar, then do feel free to pop that in the chat as I'm talking. Or maybe there'll be something in what I've thought of that might help to spark yours. I suppose what I come back to is this Jesus idea of love your neighbour as yourself. And that requires you to love yourself. And that might be what you have to do this Advent, is find ways to love yourself. But it also requires you to love your neighbour. And that means going beyond just self-love, to think of others who might need to have your love with us. So if you've got actions that you want to commit to, then we hope you'll be able to use this little calendar as a way to commit to them. My first suggestion is inspired by our first hymn, simply to be real. Let love be real. How many of us hide who we really are behind a kind of persona? Perhaps even in our own homes, we spend a lot of the time pretending to be somebody we're not. I think love invites us to be real. Be who you really are this Christmas. Secondly, to be safe, and inspired by all the challenges that we face in the world about coronavirus at the moment. And I'm aware your restrictions are slightly different in Copenhagen than ours are here. But be safe. And when you make a decision, a good decision about wearing a mask or washing your hands or whatever it is, you're showing love to other people too, because you might be protecting somebody really vulnerable who you might meet. So be real, be safe, be calm. And I think this is one of the ones I will be writing in. It links back to all that work we were doing on peace at Easy Church last week. This invitation to, can you just take a breath before you respond to somebody? We know what Christmas is like. There'll probably be somebody in your Zoom Christmas party, or somebody who you'll bubble up with, who makes you angry, and they probably don't mean to. So try and be calm. And the last in the series of Be Something is believe you can and will make a difference in the world. As many of you know, I work for All We Can, and I've had so many conversations with people over the years who've not realised that they have the potential to make life better for other people. And that's what the work of All We Can's about, but it's about so much more than that. It's about all the people who we meet, the impact we can have on them, on the person at the checkout desk at the shop, on the person we meet on the street, on the person we have that socially distanced conversation with over the hedge. Believe that you can make a difference. And I think that makes us more loving, when we realise that what we say or how we behave or how we come across is affecting other people. Then some practical ones. Maybe you could take a parcel of something that you know somebody needs, or somebody would enjoy, or somebody wouldn't buy for themselves, but you know it's their little secret treat. If you want a clue, Kev likes Maltesers. Take them a parcel and leave it on their doorstep. Perhaps somebody who you think might not get many parcels this Christmas. It doesn't have to be on Christmas morning, just at some point in the 12 days. Who could you leave a parcel for? Perhaps you could find out if there's somebody in your community who needs their shopping doing for them and who's particularly stressed out by going to the shops at the moment, especially because the shops are so busy in the run up to Christmas. Maybe that's someone you can go and help out, do something loving for them. My good colleague Matt has a 5-year-old daughter, Olivia, who just a few weeks ago wrote a poem called Let's Give Kindness a Go. And I love that as an invitation into thinking about our lives this year. How could we give kindness a go? Kindness and love are not the same thing, but when we practice kindness, we show love. And finally, perhaps the hardest one, or maybe the easiest one, just tell somebody that you love them. If you really do love them, just tell them. Let them know this Advent season. Let's give kindness a go. Let's give love a go. Cheers, Kev.
And let's share our pom bears, which I know would involve me sharing my Maltesers, and I'm prepared to do that. That's the level of commitment that I'm willing to show.
Grace abounds.
Indeed, indeed. It's awesome. It's awesome. Right, listen, thank you all. We're gonna skip over Love Divine and go straight to the song at the end. So let's share that together. Sing your heart out. I know we won't be able to hear you, but it doesn't matter. We can see you. Yeah, listen, thank you all for tonight. That's been absolutely beautiful. I'm going to gather the 30 words and we'll share them and send them back to you when we send you your Advent calendar, which should be later on tonight. So thank you all. It's beautiful to share. And don't forget, we have a booking Christmas morning at 9 a.m. Now, Tim was mentioning to me that he's read something that says that they're expecting the internet to crash this year on Christmas Day because everyone's going to be Zooming. But we don't care. We're going to take the risk. It's 9 a.m. Who else is going to be up at 9 a.m.? So we are having pajamas and Maltesers. I can't guarantee pajamas, but I can guarantee Maltesers. 9 o'clock Christmas morning. So we'll send you out the link. I have been bought a beautiful Christmas T-shirt. Yeah. You can look forward to seeing that. Yeah, 9 o'clock Christmas morning, if you're around. It won't last for long, I promise. So 9 a.m. Christmas morning. If we see you then, wonderful. I can wish you happy Christmas. If not, happy Christmas. Here we go. So let's sing the awesome song of love. Nothing you can do that can't be done. Nothing you can sing that can't be sung. Nothing you can say, but you can learn how to play the game. It's easy. Nothing you can make that can't be made. No one you can save that can't be saved. Nothing you can do, but you can learn how to be you in time. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. And love is all you need. There's nothing you can know that isn't known. Nothing you can see that isn't shown. Nowhere you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. 'Cause it's easy. All together. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. And love is all you need. And again, all you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love love is all you need. Ah, wonderful. Thanks, everyone. I should have made provision for this for the Copenhagen folks. We say a grace. You may know it. I don't know if you know it or not, but we're going to say a grace and open up your microphones because it makes such a beautiful noise when everyone is unmuted. So we're going to share the grace together. If you don't know the words, I'm really sorry. Just you can mime. We won't know. It's absolutely fine. So I'm really sorry for that. Should have made provision. But anyway, here we go, folks. Thank you. See you Christmas morning if you're around. If not, happy Christmas. Yes, there's loads of opportunities before then. Yes. Anyway, here we go. May the grace
of our Lord Jesus Christ,
the love of God,
and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with you all evermore. Amen. Now and forever we say.
Lovely.
Harry Bells.
Everybody's together.
Bye, everyone. Bye, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I like the breakout groups. Thank you. Thank you. Keep safe, everybody.
Yeah, take care, everyone. Lots of love.
Merry Christmas.
Bye now.
Thank you for having us from Copenhagen.
Thank you for being here.
Okay. Lots of love. See you later.
Bye. Take care.
Bye, everybody.